Welcome to Dice with Death, where anyone could die with a roll of the dice. I'm your direct messenger, Ollie Bateman, and joining me again for this week's performative Dungeons & Dragons podcast is Chatty Badger's Jamie Powis.
How Titus got those diamonds got Aark perplexed, because it only took him one text. I'm Aark.
Hello, Moto, the Motorola sending scroll that you got from Princess Zalu's footman, which you used to get those 300 golds worth of diamonds from Aark and Titus in Vents, which ended with a tickle fight, of course. We are also, of course, joined by We Are Reach's Amy Mallet.
I'm not going to lie, I'm going to have to freestyle it, because I forgot to write one. So, will Zach's time in the box realm ever end? Are diamonds Zakaiya's best friend?
Ooh,
That's not bad.
That's
not bad. Got a Shirley Bassey reference in there as well. So
That's not bad.
And you're eating a Solera.
And she's eating a
I
yeah, Jamie loves.
I was convinced it was going to be like Zakaiya wants to get back to her bros. Anyway, let's get on whilst I eat this Soleros.
Plural Solero.
Those listening, it is the height of British summertime, so we're all hot and sweaty in tiny rooms, and Amy is chowing down on a Solero.
I have nearly finished, so you won't need to endure the mouth noises for too much longer. I'm leaning back. Leaning back.
We're, of course, also joined by WhatCulture.com's Adam Wilborn.
I'm Titus, the one who can't die. When it comes to texting, I'm a bit of a wise guy. My messages are so good, you could say they're lyrical. Anyway, over to Ollie. Let's see if we can pull off this miracle.
Lovely, that's good.
That was very good. I'm going to give you a tiny little clap for that one. Very well done, Adam. Very well done indeed. Is everybody ready to continue the adventure?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Previously on Dice with Death, Zakaiya awoke in the box realm and met the gatekeeper for the first time. Confused at the situation, the gatekeeper told Zakaiya that she was indeed dead and was awaiting a decision that they could not control. Back on the material plane, Titus, with a final war cry, ended the life of the assassin who had stopped Zakaiya's heart from beating any longer. Aark quickly got to work and conjured necrotic energy and cast gentle repose, elongating the time it would take for Zakaiya's body to decay. He placed 2 copper coins over her eyes, sealing all the energy he placed into Zakaiya's body. The Stadia Concretia guards entered the room along with the Games Master and questioned the chaos that they saw in front of them. After seeing the decapitated head of the assassin and Zakaiya's lifeless body on the floor, the stadium went into lockdown. Aark wrapped Zakaiya's head in bandages while Aark and Titus sobbed beside her. Titus refused the evac medic team and carried Zakaiya's body to the athletes' quarters. Aark, low on spell slots and needing a long rest, convinced Titus to use the Motorola sending scroll to contact Princess Zalu and ask her for 300 golds worth of diamonds so he could try to bring Zakaiya back from the dead. Back in the box realm, Zach asked if Aark's wife and children were still alive and asked to pass on a message to her deceased adoptive parents, Brenna and Lothrin Rubbledusk. Zakaiya then asked if the gatekeeper knew who her real parents were. The gatekeeper set to work looking through the archives and confirmed what Zakaiya had known all along, that Alyssa Steadyheart, also known as Vixen, was her real mother. But when it came to learning about the identity of her father, the records came up with redacted notes, meaning that someone or something was going to great lengths to hide his identity. Not just from the material plane, but from the gods themselves. The gatekeeper then got a notification on their clipboard and dashed into the beyond, telling Zakaiya to stay put. Back on the material plane, Titus got the courage to message Zalu and sent Aark through the vents of the locked down stadium to retrieve the diamonds Aark needed for his spell. Hours went by, but Aark returned with the diamonds in full. Aark then said his goodbyes as he felt the teeny tiny bell calling to him and told Titus that he loved him as he hoped to one day see Zakaiya again. The Games Master then paid Aark and Titus a visit and told them they were questioning everyone in the stadium to try and find ties to the assassin. Aark warned the Games Master that he would blow the whistle on the games organisers for their incompetence in failing to look after them if they couldn't resurrect Zakaiya. Aark also asked about Harleator saves, and the Game Master told him that he would know if he had left the stadium or the planet by the morning. Back in the box realm, Zakaiya came face to face with her biological mother, Alyssa Steadyheart. Cursed at death, she couldn't speak, so the gatekeeper translated as their first meeting continued. Sitting down together for the first time ever, Zakaiya asked who her biological father was, but the curse prevented Alyssa from saying anything. Alyssa then brought Zakaiya in to share memories of her life, including the meeting of her biological father in a sweet romance, although still cloaked in shadow. Zach saw Alyssa winning the Champion Games and the residency on Een, along with the romance that turned sour as High Elves hunted her down for daring to try to bring a mixed-race baby into the world. She also saw Alyssa giving birth to her in the caring company of 2 gnomes in a sweet gnomish cottage before giving up her life energy as she heard the cries of baby Zakaiya make it into the world. Zakaiya then shared her life memories with Alyssa and in a beautiful eulogy told her life story up until the present day. A bright white effervescent light then surrounded them both, lighting up their hearts and blinding the gatekeeper in the process. And that's where we are now. Aark, you are as ever the first to arise in the morning at 5 a.m. You hear birds chirping outside the window as the sun rises across Concretia. Titus is very much asleep at this point. You see the bandaged head of Zakaiya's body on the bottom bunk, covered with a blanket, looking peaceful in her long slumber. You've maybe got an hour before Titus wakes up. What do you do?
Oh, that's interesting. So I've completed a long rest.
You certainly have. Everybody here has completed a long rest, so do up your bits, but you are back with full spell slots, full health, everything, all of your abilities.
Cool. So a cleric can swap out its spells after he has a long rest. So I am going to add a spell in my repertoire called Revivify, which is what I need to bring Zach back. Oh, God. I kind of want to wake up Titus. Like, if I'm up kind of thing. See Adam going, no, don't wake me up. Don't wake me
That's Anna Louise what happens when you do that.
Yeah, now I'm going to do it. I apologise. So I'm just going to go, Titus.
I don't want to. Thunder bastard. Bonjour.
Okay, right, that's not worked. Trying to think what spell I can use to really fuck him up.
I call lightning.
Him up.
I'm looking at. I think, can I do like a nice little cantrip thing? But the only cantrip that would probably affect him is one called Toll the Dead.
No,
what?
We're familiar with Toll the Dead. I think that's a little extreme.
Yeah, I don't want to give him 2d8 damage straight away. Okay, have I got the diamonds on me?
You've got the diamonds on you, but you've verbally tried to wake up Titus right now, who is snoring as loudly as possible. His sleep nap. In fact, he doesn't suffer with sleep apnea, but he is snoring in this instance.
And I've got the diamonds. So
you've got the diamonds.
Oh God, this is DM bullshit here. I'm going to start it and see what's going to happen. So I'm actually going to wait for the hour for Titus to wake up. Make sure he's real well rested. Zach's not going anywhere.
It's that moment where you're like, I know this is going to trigger a boss fight, and I don't want to do it.
Don't do it alone.
Don't do it alone.
Yeah, I am going to. Can I just do a perception check of the room to see if anyone's in the room with us?
Yeah, of course you can. Roll a perception check.
It's because you got me paranoid. I've got a nat 20.
Oh, nat 20.
What a waste of a nat 20. Is anyone in the room with me?
There is no one in the room with you.
Not.
Of course, there is no one in the room with you.
Not.
This is the athletes' quarters. This is where all the athletes get their privacy. You're currently in a stadium that's in full lockdown. But, Aark, with your nat 20 perception check, you do notice that underneath the door, the entrance to your room, you spot the feet of the guards who have been sequestered, I guess, to watch over the room as you and Titus sleep. And you notice that some of the guards' feet are kind of shuffling about outside. Nothing that's like too alarming or anything, but it's been a long day and a long night, and they've been stood in the same position for a while. So you can, when you've stood in the same place for a while, you tend to get sore heels, or the balls of your feet are aching. So you can tell that they're shuffling around a little bit.
The chair that I've been sleeping on, is it wide enough to be pushed out the door?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I was thinking I'd give them the seat, but now I'm thinking if they fall asleep, that's gonna mess us up again. So no, I'm not gonna do anything. Literally, I'm gonna wait an hour. No, just sitting here twiddling my talons, waiting for Titus to wake up.
Okay, you spend your hour sat in the chair that you were sleeping in. Have you got yourself a coffee? There's definitely like a New Day newspaper that's been slipped under the door while you were sleeping very early this morning.
Ooh. I'm gonna have a coffee. I'm probably gonna make Titus a latte as well, just in hopes that it will rouse Titus.
So like the waft of the smell of coffee will get in his nose and go, ooh, coffee, yeah.
I think, was it episode 3, when we know that Titus likes a latte and big fluffy shoes.
We did. We found out because it was the coffee machine, wasn't it? Shortly before the wet bread. Yes, I remember.
I think I suggested that Titus might like a baby chino, but it's definitely a latte that he likes.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make a latte, make myself like just an Americano, like a filter. I think Aark's very much a filter coffee person. Just like or like a not Nescafe Gold Blend, whatever. Like just anything.
Azira. What about Azira? Nescafe Azira? Ain't that good?
I actually find Azira to be quite bitter.
Oh, really?
In terms of yeah.
As someone who is not a coffee or tea person, I have no idea what you guys are talking about. A real lack of knowledge there for me in the D&D world. You've got a cafetiere. You've definitely got a cafetiere in front of you with your hot pressed coffee. You spend an hour sat in the chair that you were asleep in, drinking your coffee. Maybe you browse the paper a little bit, but an hour goes by. It's incredibly quiet. The birds are still chirping outside. And Titus wakes up.
I'll tell you what, call me Woody, because I slept like a log. Morning.
I'm so thankful it went there and not an erect.
Yeah, me too. I was really thinking that would have. I mean, morning glory. There was a reference there, and it didn't happen. Thank God.
Aark just looks over to Titus, and Titus is really pitching a tent in the cover that he's got himself under. Titus, you're awake.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was just dreaming about Erica. Zalu. I'm dreaming about Zalu. That's what I was dreaming about. So
I'm going to give him his latte.
Oh, thanks very much.
It's probably a bit cold.
It's been sat there an hour, so yeah.
Right, are you ready to try this?
As ready as I'll ever be. Let's bring back our friend, shall we?
And I like to think I'm still in, like, I've got all my armour on, but I have got like a fluffy, dressing gown on.
You've got a robe on, definitely.
Oh, yeah. I'm like proper hoods up and everything.
Yes.
Like, just like properly snuggled in.
Can I have purchased of numerous gold an eye mask for Zach that reads, "Don't try to resurrect me until I've had my morning coffee."
That deserves a wow! Great.
Like death before decaf kind of vibe. Yeah. Absolutely.
Titus, before you fell asleep last night, you definitely strapped this around Zakaiya's dead head. Covered in bandages, bleeding, but also with 2 copper coins underneath.
If you, listener, if you listen to the last episode, you will notice there's been a big tonal shift. Like, it's been so funny to have gone from such an emotional episode. Imagine listening in sequence and just starting on the next one and being like, they don't give a shit anymore. It took exactly one episode for them to stop taking it seriously.
Yeah. It's one of the stages of grief, just banter now.
Acceptance, anger, banter.
So So I'm going to say, can you just watch my back while I do this? But it'll be really, really quick anyway. Cool. Right. So I'm going to hold the diamonds in my hand, and I'm going to cast the spell Revivify.
Do you read aloud Revivify for the class, please?
Revivify, one action. So the target is a creature that has died within the last minute. I cast a spell to stop Zakaiya deteriorating from when she died, so that's fine. You touch a creature that has died within the last minute. That creature returns to life with 1 hit point. This spell can't return to life a creature that has died of old age, nor can it restore any missing body parts. I'm sorry. Also, just to meta game slightly, Zach, if you don't want to come back, this doesn't work.
Give it a whirl.
So I'm holding these diamonds, and they in my hand start to kind of crack and splinter and kind of turn into kind of this kind of misty kind of dust, like a cloud that kind of just appears over Zach, and these little kind of like golden raindrops just fall on her, and that's Revivify.
You see golden raindrops cascade across Zakaiya's body as she lies there peacefully with her hands placed on her chest, her shield atop her hands as Eric and Schmorgenhausen placed them in while he sobbed next to her body. Aark, you cast the spell Revivify. The spell disintegrates the diamonds, and the spell fails.
Cool.
Aark, as this happens, you hear footsteps outside in the corridor, marching towards your room in the athletes' quarters, followed by a gentle but stern knock at the door.
Can I make a religion check to figure out why that's not worked?
Yeah.
16?
You get the feeling that this should just have worked. But with your religion check, which I'll also dip into a bit of an arcana check for you.
Cool, thank you.
You notice kind of around the room in the athletes' quarters, not something that you would have seen before, because no magic has been cast in this room, but you see these runes in the corner of the room that kind of light up as you cast the spell and fade away. It's like an anti-magic field, essentially, within this room. You'll remember, no magic is allowed to be cast outside of the stadium, outside of the arena.
Gotta get a fuckload more diamonds now, ain't you? Zalu!
You hear this knock at the door continue. Gentle but stern knock at the door.
What type of spell? Is it just so I can see like wards and glyphs and stuff?
Yeah, you kind of just see them, as soon as you try and cast the spell, you see them light up in the corner and then fade away.
Okay, well, that's pissed away our diamonds.
The knocking at the door gets harder and quicker.
Shall I get that, or?
Yeah.
I go over and answer the door.
You opening the door, or are you slamming your head into the peephole again?
Yeah, let's have a look who's out there first of all.
You place your eye upon the peephole of this athlete's quarters room, and Titus, you see 4 Stadia Concretia guards, the same size as you, burly, muscular, large, huge men, flanking a slightly smaller than you, a gaunt-looking man, kind of like a swimmer's kind of body, athletic, but under this purple robe with a hood up. And you see them still knocking at the door.
Here, Aark, there's 4 normal-looking blokes and a pipsqueak outside. What should I do? He's wearing a gown. He's wearing a hood and stuff. I don't like him. He looks like he needs a good meal.
Yeah, don't we have to be wary of people in purple robes?
Ah.
Can you ask who it is?
Yep. I'll tell you what, I've got an idea. Check this out. Who is it?
Titus, you mimic the voice of an elderly woman, and you hear a voice talk back to you, which says, Titus Thunderbastard Calagarvi, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I am Idurar, the Viscount of Concretia. May I enter?
It's Idu the Viscount of Concretia. Should we let him in?
Well, we need 300 diamonds, don't we?
Yeah, shall I? Just a
And he's
second.
pretty rich.
Shall I let him in?
I think. So let him. Worst thing happens is a fight breaks out. I don't have magic.
But you got your
I'm
fists.
Yeah, I'm alright with a sword. Yeah, I think we let him in.
Okay, yeah. I don't know if the door's locked properly, like bolt locked, but that's what I'm picturing. Sliding that off and opening it and letting him in.
You slide open the bolts, and you invite Idu Ra, the Viscount of Concretia, into your quarters. And you see the Viscount steps in, followed by these big burly guards, same size as you, Titus, so they flank him. Aark, you immediately notice that being a military man, they're not in an offensive position at all. This is just protecting their leader. But you do notice that these guards are like Imperial Concretia guards. They've got way more intricate looking details within their armour, and their weapons are larger. And you see the Viscount looks around the room, looks towards Zakaiya's body and says, such a waste of life in its prime. Captain Aark, as a man who was on the scene during the attack, how did she pass?
What is what is Idu Ra? What is his official title? Just so I get this right.
The Viscount of Concretia.
Okay. So Aark doesn't particularly give a shit about this guy, but he feels like actually if we're gonna we have to go to the top of was it the Sky Tower with this random manipulator up there? So he's just gonna lick his boots kind of thing. So he's gonna go. Viscount say it was an assassin who targeted Zakaiya personally.
I see. And what was the weapon of choice used to remove her from the material plane?
It was a stun dagger? I say that with a question mark. It was a dagger.
A knife. Straight to the heart?
Zach put up a bit of a fight.
It's a noble death, but one that I regret happening outside of the games. He steps further into the room and he apologizes to you and says, I'm sorry for the ruder awakening at 6 a.m., but... And he sticks his hand out to shake your hand.
Insight check, please.
Roll me an insight check.
Natural 1.
Okay. This is a handshake like any other that you've had before.
I shake his hand.
Okay. He turns to shake Titus's hand as well.
I'll shake his hand as well, yeah, go on.
Okay.
But with because he's a bit of a weakling, I want to not crush his hand, but, let him know I'm there.
Yeah. You let him know that you're there. And he says, very impressive. I would expect nothing less from possible champions in this year's Purple Moon Festival. A strong handshake you have there, Mr. Titus Thunderbastard Caligari. It is a shame that you did not make it further in the GWF. I followed your career since the start. You were promising.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ra.
Idu Ra. Mr. Ra. Viscount Ra.
Yes, Captain Aark?
I'm going to be honest with you. I have spaffed my magical load and fucked up a spell to bring back Zakaiya. And I know that you care about the integrity of the games and you want to see us continue on, especially during the kind of the Festival of the Purple Moon. I require diamonds for a spell.
Duh. You want to bring her back? I understand this is a very sensitive time. But that is what you wish to do with your deceased teammate.
It's not really my choice, though, is it? I can give Zach the gate, and if she wants to walk through it, she can walk through it. If she doesn't want to walk through it, well, I'm not going to force her to.
As is the circle of life on the material plane. You are loyal. I like that about you and your team. You show great resilience out there in day one. I would love to see you continue. So you may join me in the Sky Tower at the height of the Purple Moon Festival. I wish I had friends like you. Someone in such high status, I find it difficult to find friends like you. You need diamonds?
Yes, please.
I myself have never cast this spell before, although I am a dab hand with magic. I will give you your diamonds, but I have something else that will help you cast this spell.
Okay. What have you got?
It's a kind of, how do you say, apparatus. Can concentrate our karmic energy. My men in the Games Master will clear the hero zone and have it set up for you in the next hour. We'll give you space and privacy to perform the ritual. No one will go in, no one will go out. I want to see your team succeed. I want to see these games succeed. But above all else, I don't want anybody here dying outside of a game when we have the opportunity to bring them back.
So, Aark has failed his original insight. Can I roll again over that, or do I have to stick with my natural 1?
I will let you roll insight again.
Okay. Shit, you know, it's a natural 20.
All or nothing with you and Aark.
It's like literally, it's 20 and 1, 20. No, that's crazy.
With this insight arc, what is it that you're specifically looking for?
When he mentioned this special apparatus, was it like through concern he genuinely wants this to work, or is there another motive there?
He genuinely wants this to work, but you rightly have doubts in your mind about why he wants it to work.
So I'm gonna thank the Viscount and say, thank you so much. Will you be there while I perform the ceremony?
No. I have other business to attend to in the stadium. The lockdown has stunted the festival. I must go and attend to that. I will have my men, not in the room with you, but guarding you very closely, keeping a watchful eye. And he pulls a velvet bag of diamonds out from inside his cloak.
Like he fucking knew. What would you say the value of this bag of diamonds he's literally pulled out of his pocket would be?
Oh, it's like a few thousand. It's like
shit.
It's absolutely nothing to him. He's just like, you'll need diamonds, you have the diamonds, it's fine.
I'm gonna nonchalantly take it and go, thank you very much. I'm gonna look at Titus like, oh my god, we're so rich.
And you guys are already so rich anyway, so this is just adding to your bank balance even more.
I get a bit giddy with it and go to say thank you, but I actually say thank Idu.
The Viscount of Concretia hands you over the diamonds, and he says, I must depart now, but good luck. I really wish to see you and your team out there when we may resume the games.
When will the games resume?
When we conclude our investigation. When arrests have been made. When people have been made accountable for what has happened here last night. I will have no one, and I mean no one, interrupt the Purple Moon Festival.
We'll make you proud, Mr. R.
Just an awkward silence.
What's even worse is that I really need to sniff really hard. There we go. I'm just going to do it now, because there wasn't a time when it would blended in with someone else's speaking.
Do it now. That's
There we go.
good.
There we go. It's out the way.
We can
It's out the way.
edit it out. It's fine.
I think we're done with him, really, aren't we? Like,
The Viscount looks to his guards and just wishes you the best of luck. And he departs. And the door starts to close. And then one of the guards says, we'll send a guard up here when the hero zone is ready for you.
Cool. Thank you very much. I'm going to salute him.
He salutes back. And the door closes.
Oh, Titus. There's an apparatus that's... I don't know. That's not good, is it?
Sounded a bit ominous.
Yeah, it does sound ominous, and he's very keen for us to succeed with it. Like, too keen. Some would say too keen.
Yeah. But we have to get her back, so we haven't got much choice.
At what cost, though, Titus?
I pay it gladly. What's that from?
I don't know what that's from.
It sounds gladiator.
It does, yeah.
It does sound a bit like
It's
that.
definitely gladiatorial in tone. We cut back to the box realm, where the gatekeeper's eyes are just coming into focus after the blinding white light fades away, leaving the gatekeeper baffled as to why they can't see Zakaiya and Alyssa anymore. Babes? Hello, babes. Zakaiya? Alyssa? Now, where in the astral plane did they go? First I lose the bloody TV remote and... Oh no, now I lose actual people! Oh, I'm going to get the sack for this! Zakaiya, your eyes finally come into focus after what feels like a lifetime of blinding light. And instead of a box realm made of pure, fluffy white clouds, you see you're above the clouds, with a mint blue sky above you and the feel of gentle ocean breeze all around you, caressing your skin and giving you goosebumps with its cold touch. Alyssa, your biological mother, is stood directly next to you and gently puts her hand into yours in a comforting way, as if to say, Mama's got you. What do you do?
I'm just gonna look at her and say, "What the hell was that? Where are we? We're not in the box room anymore, are we? I know you can't answer me, but just shake your head. Are we still in the box room?"
She shakes her head left to right as if to say no.
Oh my god, where? So if I look down, do I just see the clouds?
You see the clouds, but you can almost see through the clouds as if you're looking down onto the material plane.
Oh man, this is so weird. I'm so glad you're here with me, Mum. I've been so afraid for so long. And I need to know what's going to happen to my friends. I wish you could have met them. They're amazing people. Titus is, he can be a handful, but he means well. I can almost see the meeting now. I can almost see, you'd go to introduce yourself, and before you'd even said anything, he'd go, "Titus, Thunderbastard, Caligarvey," and it would have been great. It would have been great. So can I roll a perception check to see if I see anything around?
Of course you can, yeah. Roll me a perception check.
Absolutely. That's actually a 10. Not great, but still.
Okay. A 10.
Yeah, a 10.
You for the most part, Zakaiya, just see what was around you initially when you walked in, but you do feel as you talk to Alyssa that Alyssa's hand just, squeezing on yours as if she's trying to get in every single second of holding your hand and being with a daughter that she's not known for the last 25 years. And it's comforting to you.
I'm so glad you're here. I can't tell you just how long I waited to find you. But also, I feel bad because you gave up everything for me. you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be cursed. You wouldn't be in this state if it wasn't for me. And I really hope that wherever you are in the rest of the great beyond, I really hope that, you know, we can maybe be together and it would be great. But my other parents too, I need to see them. How do we... Should we see if we can figure this out? I'm going to take a step forward, okay? Don't let go of me. So I'm going to try and walk ahead.
Zakaiya, as you step forward, you feel your biological mother's hand squeeze on you even more, but walks with you, as if you are together in this instance. And you see directly in front of you, Zakaiya, rising out from the clouds, a lectern with a quill, an ink pot, and some parchment paper neatly arranged for you. You see the quill on its own starts to levitate and starts to write a message.
Can I read what it says?
You step up to the lectern, and like a typewriter typing out a message, this quill writes in the most beautiful calligraphy you've ever seen. And the message reads, "My darling Zakaiya, this is the writing room, a place I've been searching for the last 25 years, and only now with your help have I been able to access it. Cursed as I have been since death, any attempt to communicate in a written or verbal context has been impossible. But I'm overjoyed for the first time in 25 years, and with my brilliant and beautiful daughter, I have a voice again." You see that Alyssa Steadyheart, your biological mother, is communicating to you through this parchment and quill and ink.
So you can access this room because of me? Is that what happened when we hugged? When all the light happened? Is that where we are now? So we are in the writing room?
She nods her head.
So is this how you want to communicate with me? Or can we use this to communicate with other people?
You see the quill start to write again. And it says, "This room isn't just for me. It's for us. In this moment together. We might not ever find this room again. Together, separately, or with other people. But it will let you write messages to those you have loved and lost. Zakaiya, this is your opportunity to communicate to anyone you wish, in the great beyond or the material plane."
Anyone? Anyone at all?
She nods her head.
Okay. I think I know. I think I'm going to need a minute, but I have some things I'd like to say to my friends. This is my opportunity to send, you know, what if they can't get me back? I guess I want to know whether they're planning to bring me back or not, but I think I'm going to need to tell them. I need to tell Aark so much. How does this work? Do I just grab the quill?
She nods her head, and you also see that the quill starts to write on the piece of paper and says, "You can communicate to the outside world, but they cannot reply."
They can't reply, so I'm not going to know? Shit.
She shakes her head.
Okay. So this is a one-way street, isn't it? There's no conversation. There's just a confession, really.
She nods her head.
Why did you bring me here?
You see the quill start to write on the parchment again. And she says, "Before whatever happens, whether you move on to the beyond or whether you are resurrected on the material plane, I just wanted to have some time with me and you, mother and daughter, where we could be open and honest and enjoy each other's company, but also to give you a chance to say or do whatever it is that you need to do before a decision that is totally out of your control is made."
I agree. I think I'm so grateful. I really appreciate you doing this. especially if you feel like it might be the last time we're going to see each other. If I am summoned back, this will be it for us until the inevitable end again. And please know that this has been the most wonderful experience for me to finally meet you. I want to ask, I know it's difficult and probably very painful, but we have the option to communicate now. So before while I'm still mulling over what it is that I need to communicate to my friends, in the hopes that, they'll also be trying to communicate to me, I need to ask you about my father. Can you say something more here for me? I know you don't have a voice, but this feels like the way to communicate to me.
She nods, and you see the quill at this point has just been writing itself. You know that it's been your mother's subconscious or conscious mind talking to you, but you see that she physically picks up the quill and starts to try and write the name of your biological father. She dips the quill in the ink, splashes a few drops on the side of the parchment, and she starts to write. And as she starts to write, the quill snaps.
No.
Oh.
No. Oh my god, no. No, oh my gosh. I'm gonna pick it up and I'm gonna give it to her, just the end of it, and I'm gonna be like, please try again.
The quill is shorter now. She dips it into the ink. Let's say there's 3/4 left of this quill. She dips it in the ink and tries to write the name of your biological father again. And the quill breaks again. Half the size it originally was.
Oh my god. This can't be happening. How can he have power here? How can this place be under his control somehow? I don't understand. Can you tell me anything? Not his name, but anything that I need to know about him. And I'm going to give her the quill. It's now half, isn't it? Half?
It's now half.
Okay, I'm going to give it to her one more time.
And what is it that you want to know, Zakaiya?
Where he is. Just tell me where he is.
She picks up the quill, dips it in the ink pot again. She starts to write, and the quill snaps again.
Oh.
Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Okay. All right. I won't try anymore. Okay. So I bend down. Zach bends down, picks up the quarter of the quill that is left, and just says, "Okay. I realise that this is something beyond our control, and I want you to know that you haven't failed me. I don't hold it against you for being cursed in this way, and thank you for trying. But if this breaks again, I don't think we have anything left, and I'm gonna need to write a message for my friends. You can't do it. It's not gonna work. A part of me really wants to try again, but if we fail, then that's my opportunity gone to send anything to Aark and Titus. So, thank you. I'm just gonna cup her hands in my hands and just kind of just kiss the back of her hand and just look at her, sort of as if to be like, it's okay.
As soon as you pull her hand for a kiss, she pulls you in for a hug, and tears are streaming out of her eyes. Although no audible wails or cries are coming out of her mouth, she is visibly upset, but also at the same time is treating this moment as if it's the most precious moment in her lifetime.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to hug her really tightly. I'm just going to say, it's okay.
She then gestures towards the piece of paper again with the quarter left of the quill, dips it in the ink and says, before you talk to your family on the material plane, is there anybody that you want to talk to in the beyond?
Yeah, I mean, of course there is. I want to speak to Brenna and Lothram, and I want to let them know that, you know, I tried so hard to find the man, to find the people that did it, you know, did the... Zach can't even, like, bring herself to talk about it, but she just says, like, the thing that happened with Planewalker. I tried to get help. I tried to get redemption, and I feel so bad that I survived and they didn't.
As you're...
Is this writing? Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm, like, pouring out.
Yeah. All of what you are saying, what you are thinking, is pouring out onto this parchment. And Zakaiya, as soon as you write this message, as soon as you finish, as soon as you lift your quill off of this piece of parchment, you see that the parchment turns into a paper aeroplane and flies off of the lectern as if it is being delivered to where it needs to go.
Oh man, that was fast. I didn't think it was going to go that quick. Okay, I'm just going to say one more thing. I'm just going to say, I hope that I will see you again. It might be soon. It might be a long time from now. That is out of my hands, but I miss you and I love you, and thank you so much for everything you did for Alyssa. And I'll sign it, your daughter, Zach, and that'll send it off.
We cut back over now to the material plane, where Aark and Titus, an hour has passed, and you hear another knock at the door from a Stadia Concretia guard, who says, "The hero zone is clear and ready for you, Captain Aark and Titus. We're ready to escort you down when you are."
Are you ready, Titus?
We were born ready, you and I.
Titus, are you picking up Zakaiya?
Yeah, sorry, yes. Yeah, I pick Zakaiya up.
Can you imagine if they get there and they're like, "Oh, we've forgotten something. Oh shit, Zach's body."
No, we've got the face mask. What are you talking about? What? Yes, I guess we follow him.
Yeah, I'll carry Zach's body like I did before, and we follow him to the hero zone.
Titus, you lift Zakaiya's body up. You remove the shield from Zakaiya's chest that is lying, over her, and you put it on your back for the time being.
Yeah.
And you have Zakaiya secured in your arms. Aark, the door is held open for you and Titus by 6 guards, 6 Stadia Concretia guards, big burly boys. And they nod towards you as if to say, "You ready?"
How are these guards that look particularly magical, or are they like brutes and stuff? What would you say?
They're like, they're not magical by any means whatsoever. They are just warriors and fighters who have ended up at Stadia Concretia as part of their training or part of their military service. But you don't get any eerie feeling, I guess, is maybe what you're after from these guards in particular.
Kind of. Yeah. So we're at this door. I assume you ready? I'm gonna say yes, we're ready.
Okay. You walk down the corridor. Titus holding Zakaiya's body aloft within his arms. And you step through the door into the hero zone. You see everything has been cleared out. There's no remnants of training equipment, people, or press. Just a pyre for which to place Zakaiya's body on, along with curtains drawn across every exit to the room. The stadium itself, although in quarantine with hundreds of thousands of people, feels empty, with the vacancy of any noise permeating the room. It's like a noise chamber that's like completely sealed off from the world. It feels eerie as you walk in, but it's on point for the circumstances that you're in. You hear the door close behind you, and curtains are drawn across the doors. No guards are in this room. And you hear the doors at the back of the stage open, along with footsteps, before seeing 6 Stadia Concretia guards carrying a large wooden crate above their shoulders. They place the crate down on the front of the stage in the same place you'd find a lectern and unbolt the crate, lifting it off as quickly as they placed it down. One guard bolts the contents of the crate to the stage, and the guards take their leave through the way they came in, shutting the doors, creating this echoey reverberation that rings out in this empty room. Titus, are you placing Zakaiya's body on the pyre?
Yes, very gently.
I'm just gonna grab his arm for a second. And can we check the pyre?
Yeah, what would you want? What would you like to do? Investigate it, or?
Yes, please.
Okay, roll me. You can both roll an investigation check if you so wish.
Okay.
Aark?
5.
5. Titus?
Not known for my investigative abilities. 18.
18. Yes. Titus, you don't lay Zakaiya down on the pyre just yet, but you have a quick nosy around it, and you see that it's just a very rudimentary, like, wooden pyre. It's made out of like slats that you'd find, pallets of like food and confectionery and stuff and whatever that would be delivered to a stadium. It's not elegant in its structure, but it just looks like a normal pyre to you. With an 18, you don't see anything that's like out of the ordinary.
Yeah, Aark is just a bog standard basic bitch pyre, this mate.
Okay. And there's a box that's just been kind of bolted to the floor.
Yeah. You spotted that, did you?
Yeah. Just about. Can I have a closer look at that, please?
Yeah. I mean, it's no longer a box anymore. It was removed, and the contents of it are on show on the stage. You can both roll me a history check if you'd like. Aark.
Ooh.
15.
Titus.
16.
Ooh.
Thought I was playing Countdown this.
As you both look towards the stage, you see this apparatus that's been bolted to the front of it. And you remember a conversation that you had with Mr. Moto Hirokoshi explaining to you about a hellish apparatus used to control the minds of others. That very piece of equipment, known as a manipulator, is bolted to the front of the stage. Aark, you know exactly what it looks like from the books, from your conversations with Mr. Moto Hirokoshi, but in this moment, Titus, as you carry Zakaiya's body, and Aark, as you look upon this piece of apparatus, this is a manipulator. And you remember the Viscount of Concretia telling you that this will help you cast Revivify.
Cool. So as I walk around this room, I am just going to spam some cantrips. So I'm going to spam like guidance just to see what happens.
Yep.
What happens?
Who do you cast guidance on? You, Titus? Anything in particular?
I can just do it on myself.
Yeah, you cast guidance on yourself. You are guided.
Cool. I'm going to look at Titus and just go, So we both know what that is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember Moto talking about that, but Idiora did say it would help us, so...
Do I see any runes in this kind of room? Actually, no, we've done training in here, haven't we? So have people been firing off spells in here?
You fired off guidance. It worked. You've been in the room previously where people have been practicing their melee and spell attacks and everything for the games. And you know that the room you're in allows magic. You even cast guidance on Titus right before I think he spoke to Zalu. It might not have been guidance. It was a charisma-based thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know that spells can be cast within this room.
Titus, I've got an idea, but I might really fuck things up.
I love the sound of this already. That's me speaking as Titus, but also as me.
Yes, yeah, of course.
Okay.
I haven't officially put her down on the pyre yet, have I? I'll put her down on the pyre, so we're ready and waiting for whatever comes our way next.
You lay Zakaiya's body down on the pyre as gently as you picked her up from the bed. And as you do, time slows down. You hear echoes of birds tweeting and angelic sounding noises that start to penetrate your mind and fill your mind with just lovely thoughts and memories of your time with Zakaiya. Titus, you kind of notice this first, being the closest to Zakaiya in this moment.
Mm-hmm.
And Titus, you feel some otherworldly scratching, as if it was, I don't know, a quill on a piece of parchment, and you hear a message come through from Zakaiya directly into your mind, Titus.
Titus. Oh, dear Titus, I guess. Nah, scratch that. YOLO. Hi, Titus. You are a man worthy of all the glory you aspire to, and then some. Zalu will be lucky and proud to stand by your side someday. Don't let your father's death be in vain.
Aark, Zach's talking to me. I can hear her. Are you getting this?
Aark, in this instance, you feel the same feelings that Titus did, as angelic noises echo through your mind, and you hear Zakaiya talk directly into your mind.
Dear Aark, I forgive you for everything that happened with the Planewalker incident. In the short time we were together, I knew you to be a kind, caring man of honour, and if you will allow me to lift that burden of guilt, I will. I truly hope you find your family, who, by the way, are alive. Totally alive. How cool is that? I will forever consider you part of mine until we meet again. Please make sure Titus backflips responsibly.
You hear these messages ring out inside your mind, and you hear the tweeting of birds and the angelic noises fade away as Zakaiya's body is laid on this pyre.
Aark is going to hold out his hand towards the manipulator and cast Dispel Magic.
Okay, if you would like to read Dispel Magic aloud to the class, please.
Choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range. Any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target ends. For each spell of 4th level or higher on the target, make an ability check using your spell casting ability. The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. On a successful check, the spell ends.
You've got to beat a 16 in this instance.
Oh.
Okay. So my spell casting ability is 4. So that means
You need to roll.
12.
12 or higher.
That's a 19 plus 4. 23.
Hey!
Aark,
Wow.
you feel all of this dark, necrotic energy that was within this manipulator fade. You see as you dispel magic on this object, it just powers down.
Cool. I am going to go Titus. We have to be quick. I'm going to neck the blue arcane because I've used all my spells that I need to use.
See how fresh?
Oh, he's gone rogue!
You neck the blue arcane, you've got all of your spell slots back.
Take a handful of diamonds, hold them over Zach,
Yep.
and cast Revivify again.
Aark, you cast Revivify.
Oh!
Golden, shimmering droplets of diamonds cascade all over Zakaiya's body. And Aark, because you're casting this, you also see fluttering around from your hands as you cast this golden birds that kind of fly up into the rafters of this hero zone, and you just hear this emanating glow, like you can physically hear this glow in the room as this effervescent bright white light appears all over Zakaiya's body. It's blinding, it's magnificent. We cut back to the writing room.
Oh.
where Zakaiya and Alyssa are. The quill starts to write again in front of you, Zakaiya, as Alyssa holds your hand. She's using her mind to write this at this point. And you see the ink appear on the paper, and it says, "Are you ready?"
Ready for what?
You feel the presence of two familiar faces step behind you and Alyssa. And you turn to face them. And you see your adoptive parents, Brenna and Lothrin Rubbledusk, in corporeal form, as if they are visiting you from the great beyond. You hear your dad clear his throat, all manly like, and goes, "All right there, my little butter sprout." And then you hear Brenna, a much sweeter voice, say, "Hello, my little zucchini. We've missed you ever so much."
I've missed you so much too. It's so good to see you. How are you? What's it like there?
"Oh, Zakaiya, it's a wonderful place. It's so lovely." "Yeah, it's nice. It's got all the food you could ever ask for, and you knows I loves a bit of food."
I love this dad energy that he's got.
"He won't stop eating. He's put on so much weight since we died."
I did think you looked a little bit tubbier, Dad. It's so lovely to see you. I've missed you so much. I'm so sorry. I found... And Zach thinks about telling her parents about Harley 8 Saves. And then she kind of sort of stops and she goes, "I found an Aarakocran who was involved in the incident. But he tried to stop it. And I just want you to know that not everybody... Like, it wasn't just a war on Gnomekind. This thing is so much bigger. And I was lucky enough to be a part of, hopefully, what will eventually take this thing down. So I just want you to know that revenge was what I thought about for the longest time. But having met and found somebody who, you know, is as kind and as caring as he was, I genuinely feel like that might not be the answer. But I feel like I'm still needed down there. What should I do?"
"Follow your heart, my little butter sprout. Follow your heart. Your heart's the sweetest thing about you, my lovely. Do what you think is right. If you want to walk with us into the beyond, you may. If you've got unfinished business that you need to take care of, then we'll support you whatever you want to do, my little lovely."
So Zach's gonna turn to the writing room, and she's she's in the writing room. She's gonna turn to the quill, pick up the quill, and just write. I don't know which way this is gonna go. Every minute it flips from one to the other. But please know, Titus and Aark, I promise that I will not leave you unaided. We will figure this out, and I will be there to finish what we started. I don't know how this is gonna go down. Maybe I'll be back in the room with you in just a moment, and it'll all be a weird dream, or maybe. And then she thinks for a minute and she writes, "I'm finally going gnome."
Very nice.
And then I'm going to turn to Alyssa, and I'm basically going to just like hug her, and I'm going to whisper something to her.
As you whisper into Alyssa's ear, you see that this effervescent, bright, brilliant light engulfs you, Alyssa, Brenna and Lothrin, everybody in this room, until you can see absolutely nothing at all. Brilliant, bright, white light. Aark and Titus, you see the exact same thing on the material plane. A brilliant, bright, white light emanating from Zakaiya's body that completely engulfs it, and you can no longer see her body. The light starts to die down and fade and dissipate, and Aark and Titus, you start to see the silhouette of a body exactly where Titus lay it on the pyre. Titus, you feel the shield, Zakaiya's shield, from your back lift off, as if it's being magically transported, guided, as it were, lifted through the air. You see it hover over the pyre, and this brilliant blue arcanic energy shoots from out of it, from the underside of it, where Zakaiya's sign is attached to Aark's old shield. You see the shield float down and lay upon the body that is now there, where Zakaiya's was. Amy, would you like to tell us what body that Aark and Titus see as the shield lies on top of the pyre?
They see a body on this pyre. It is the same height and kind of build as Zach, but no grey skin and no white elven hair. So the body is slight, a bit scrawny, with a few scars across their collarbone and their neck from like various tavern brawls. About the same height as Zach, but this time the skin is tanned, the eyes are green, and there's a cluster of like reddish brown freckles across her cheeks. There are lots of piercings. Her hair is soft and curly and sort of like in a bit of a bob, soft caramel colour, thick and tightly, sort of intricately wound around her face. But she is a human, not an elf. Is this person alive?
You feel the Revivify spell engulf your character, Amy, and you sit bolt upright in this moment and look around the room to see Aark and Titus. What do you say after inhaling this first life-giving breath, surrounded by all this gold effervescent light?
I'm going to look over to the side. I'm going to go, so you must be Aark and Titus, yeah?
Aark draws his sword.
Aark draws his sword.
Draws his sword.
Draws his sword. Titus, what do you do?
I am Titus Thunderbastard Caligari.
You know what? It's actually really funny. She did say that you'd say that. And I guess nice to meet you too. I'm wondering if you could help me find the man who killed my daughter.
Aark and Titus, as you look upon this body, you see the silhouette, you see the face of a person that you've seen on banners at the Champion Games. You are face to face with Alyssa Vixen Steadyheart.
Is she holding Zach's shield?
Yep.
I'm going to command her to drop the shield.
Wow.
Because it's not her fucking shield, that's Zach's shield's.
Read command aloud, please, for the class.
You speak a one-word command to a creature you see within range. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or follow the command on its next turn. The spell has no effect if the target is undead or doesn't understand the language, or if your command is directly harmful to it. So I'm gonna command it to drop. Command her to drop.
Her to drop the shield.
You command Vixen, Alyssa Steadyheart, to drop the shield.
Wisdom saving throw. You need to be at 15 if you want to hold on to it.
Alyssa, make us a wisdom saving throw, please.
9.
The shield drops to the floor. It clangs on the floor and kind of rolls a bit and away from you.
Jesus, what the bloody hell did you do that for? I'm not going to attack you, am I?
I'm going to look at her and go, this is not yours. This is not yours to wield.
I don't want it. Believe me, all right? Looking around here, bloody, this place has changed a lot in the last, however long it is that I have been here. That's been done up. That's in a new lick of paint. Everybody, calm your tits.
I'm going to pick up Zach's shield.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice actually. Look, they've re-put the plants in there. The plants were there when I was there. Sorry, what's going on?
I'm going to whisper loudly to Aark. I kind of like her. I think she's been here before.
Titus, I kind of want to kill her. I kind of want to kill her.
I'm sensing a bit of indifference. One of you seems quite chill. The other one kind of wants to murder me, and I'm sensing a difference here. Maybe listen to your tall mate. Which one of you is? I'm presuming you are Titus, aren't you? Yeah, of course you are. You just introduced yourself. Sorry, my head's a bit messed up. Listen to your mate. Seriously, I'm not here to hurt you.
What have you done to Zach?
I feel like sit down. All right, should we sit? Everybody sit down. Sit down. Chill for a moment. Just don't put your weapon away. It's really making me nervous.
Aark says good, and does not put his weapon away.
Okay. Ooh, how do I even bloody phrase this? Zakaiya is my daughter. I had a thing a while back. We don't need to get into that right now. But I am the human mother of Zakaiya Rubbledusk. I never met her until she was murdered. And I want to find the bastard who did it. She asked me in the great beyond, she said she wanted a piece of her to travel with you guys because you're her family. Yeah? So we made a deal. I said I'd go in her place. Because we basically swapped lives anyway, you know? I died and she came into the world. I died in childbirth, so we swapped breaths back then. I don't know how it happened, but I agreed. I took an oath and I said I'd find her killer. And I would find the man I should have killed a long time ago. I don't know what other proof I can give you other than that.
Insight check.
Jesus.
I rolled a natural one. I just rolled a natural one.
Natural one? Oh God, you don't know who anyone is.
As far as you're concerned, Aark, this is truth telling.
I got 14 for mine.
14. Okay, Titus, with your insight check, you don't get any bad feelings or ill will from Alyssa.
Oh, she came from the bright light white. Not bright. Oh, she came from the bright white light. Words to that effect.
That's such a good outtake. She came from the bright light white.
Episode name.
Bright light white.
Though unfortunately, I did describe technically golden showers.
Yes, you did.
So that could be a
Yes,
great episode
absolutely.
name as well.
Yeah. I tried to avoid when you said it. I went, "Oh God, this is so close." I've got to describe this as if someone isn't pissing all over Zakaiya's dead body. But here we are.
Not impossible to masturbate to.
Aark, you have your sword drawn. Nothing to do with golden showers here. You have Zakaiya's shield. Titus, you are trying to convince Aark in this moment that everything's okay.
Yeah, she said sit down, so I've sat down. We couldn't be any different. I'm sat on the floor.
Yeah, he's
waiting for story time.
Look, Aark, I appreciate this is fucking weird, okay? I understand. I've just met a daughter who died. I died in childbirth. I'd never met her until now, and suddenly I'm alive again. I've been harbouring this for literal years, mate. And I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Believe me, no one is more sorry than I am that Zach's gone.
So Aark is pretty much heartbroken that she didn't come back. Aark has lost his family and everything, and he's so sad. So he's in a proper kind of proper pit at the moment. He really feels it. He's not going to show it, but because he's going to keep his sword and Zakaiya's shield drawn. And there's very little way that he's ever going to give that shield back.
Look, I realise you're going to need a lot of time to process this. But look, all Zach talked about in the box realm was you guys, both of you. That's all she spoke about. She was so happy. You guys made her feel like she mattered, like she was part of a proper family. And she, the gnomes were wonderful. They raised her, but they were taken way too soon. And she'd been a lost child for a long time. And Lord knows I couldn't have been there. God, I hope every day I prayed. You guys were her family. You were. I'm so sorry. And I hope that, you'll come to accept me. Just, or at least understand why I'm here and why I'm here and Zach ain't, I don't know if I ever even introduced myself, which is funny, innit? But my name is Alyssa, but you can call me Vixen. That's what everyone who ever loved me called me. Maybe that's a good start for us, yeah?
Nice to meet you, Vixen.
I'm going to say nice to meet you, Alyssa.
Ooh. The meta. so incredibly... the semantics of it all. Oh, the shade.
Goodness gracious me. Yeah. In this moment, Zakaiya has not appeared. And Vixen, where Alyssa's steady heart has. It's confrontational. Titus, you feel like... You in this moment, you would kind of feel maybe like you did when Zakaiya was here, when Aark and Zakaiya had their differences or their quarrels. You feel like the kid brother in the middle again.
Yeah. Why don't we just hear what Alyssa's got to say, Aark, and then look, see what happens after that. We need a third member of our team to complete this whole thing that we came here for. And it's not a bad partner to have, considering what she's done in the past. Alyssa, tell us some more about what's going on.
I won these champion games. I was an absolute corker. Me and the Femme Fatals. Actually, are they still... In fact, look at this, bloody hell. They got our posters up. It's quite embarrassing, really, still living off our memory. But, I've done all this before.
What do you reckon, Aark? We couldn't ask for a better team member.
Can I do an insight check on Titus? Because I want to know, because obviously the champion games are like the most important thing to Titus, it feels like, and getting that kind of like that, getting this win and getting that kind of recognition. I rolled a 26.
Okay. What is it that you're looking for from Titus? What do you want to know?
Like, is he really set? Is he really set on this? Is this something that's like really important to him? Like,
yeah, you feel like questioning your motives, I guess, at this point. Bearing in mind that Aark is in a weird place where he wanted the family that he'd been with for the last 13 days to all be together again, and it's not happened. So yeah, Titus, what are your motives?
I think Titus is still upset that Zach's not here, but it's better than now, basically. And I think Titus is coming around to the idea of maybe everything happens for a reason. I think that's the best way to sum it up.
You vocalize this towards Aark.
Aark's gonna say fine.
Okay. You regretfully go along, I guess, with whatever is happening here at the moment in this hero zone. Everybody go ahead and make me perception checks. Aark.
10.
Vixen.
I got a nat 1.
Welcome to the
not
party.
doing great so well. Yeah, welcome to the party.
Titus.
Ominous number of like double figure rolls here for me, so that I'm worried that when something big does happen, it's going to be like, oh, well, you know those double figures you used up earlier? Well, unlucky. But I got a 12.
A 12. Titus, you're the first to notice, but like a gas boiler turning on, you hear and also see out of the corner of your eye the manipulator on the stage turn on again with energy.
Shitting hell.
You see this blue arcanic energy erupt from it as if, a fire that's like backshot out of a door. You see all this grey smoke that appears around it, but there's no one in the room. There's nothing around it. It's just this manipulator that has erupted into flame, essentially. Everybody go ahead and make me intelligence saving throws, please.
Can I ask the boys what it is? Obviously, I've just literally woken up here, and I.
Go for it. Go for it. Do what you need to do.
What the hell is that? What is that? What is it?
It's a manipulator.
Yeah, we don't really know what it does. It's just bad. It's definitely bad.
All right, I'll go along with that.
Aark, what did you get?
17.
17. Titus?
Called it. It's a 3.
Okay. And Vixen?
I got a 15.
Titus, you feel this energy, this forceful energy, penetrate into your body that erupts from this manipulator. What is happening right now is a homebrew spell called Exhaustive Drain. Takes a hold of you and tries to agonizingly, bit by bit, extract all of your life energy. Titus, you take 9 points of necrotic damage, and you also at this point suffer from 1 level of exhaustion and have disadvantage on any ability check for the next 10 minutes. Everybody go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh, shit.
Fuck.
Aark?
18.
Titus?
17.
Vixen?
13.
Titus, you suffer from this necrotic energy. You suffer from 1 level of exhaustion, meaning that you have disadvantage on all ability checks for the next 10 minutes. But you are forcibly turned towards this manipulator. And without you even realizing it, you start moving towards it, as if it's pulling you in, as if it's some kind of tractor beam that's got a hold on your mind and your psyche. In your mind, you start to hear screams, you start to hear violent stabs and bloodshed and cries, and all you see in your head, Titus, is the face of your mother being slaughtered to death as you walk towards this manipulator. We go to the top of the round, and it's the manipulator's go. It has a hold of Titus, but it leaps out this energy into the room, and Aark, it's going to go for you first, and it's going to cast Fireball directly towards you. If you can make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh, shit, that's a nat 20 again.
Nat 20!
Oh,
Yes, get
I'm
in.
rolling really weird today.
Oh my god. Okay, Aark. Nat 20, you sidestep this thing completely. You take absolutely no damage whatsoever, but you see this manipulator puff out this dark, smoky, ashen kind of fire and shoots a fireball towards you that misses and just cascades flames across the hero zone. That's the end of the manipulator's go. Aark, it's your turn.
If I look at the ceiling, are there beautiful skylights that I can see out of?
There absolutely are, yes.
Cool. Oh god, what am I going to do? So Alyssa has got 1 HP, is that right?
Yep.
Right. Would chucking a 2 health potions, that'd be my action.
You guys are probably like 10, 15 feet apart, so if you wanted to move over to her, you could feed her a potion with a bonus action, but if you want to chuck her a potion, that would be your action.
Yeah, I'm going to feed her a potion then. So I'm literally going to scoot over to her, fly over to her, open a potion, and just like shove it in her mouth.
Yeah.
Say, down this.
What? Yep. Lovely. Thanks. Cheers.
What do I need to roll?
4d4 plus 4, please.
12.
12.
Oh, actually, plus 4, 16.
Vixen, you are on 17 hit points right now. Is there anything you want to do else with your turn, Aark?
Yeah, I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt at the manipulator. A flash of light streaks towards a creature of your choice within range. Make a ranged spell attack against the target. On a hit, the target takes 4d6 radiant damage, and the next roll made against the target before the end of your turn has advantage, thanks to the mystical dim glow. So I'm going to roll to hit. Does a 17 hit?
A 17 hits.
So that takes 4d6. So that's 14 radiant damage, and it's glowing.
14 radiant damage. It's glowing. That means whoever attacks it next has advantage on it. Excellent. Titus, that's your go. You are forcibly walking towards this manipulator.
I take it I can't use my movement on my go to try and make myself go in the opposite direction.
Not yet. You are forcibly being moved towards this manipulator. You use all of your movement to get right up to it, and your head is then forcibly pushed into the pool of water that sits atop on this manipulator.
Oh.
And Titus, as your head is dunked under, you see your family members being slaughtered, being slain. You see the Kalagavi family legacy being burnt to the ground. You see villagers with pitchforks. You see all of the Olayan society turning against the Kalagavi family in your mind. Make me another intelligence saving throw, please.
Come on, baby. For fuck's sake. 5.
No.
5. You take 10 points of necrotic damage as your mind is completely engulfed with these thoughts of your family being slain and slaughtered. Your head is currently under the water. You have not passed your saving throw. That is the end of your go. Vixen.
Well, good playing.
Vixen, it's now your go.
What were you saying about not dying, Titus, at the start of the episode?
You see a bird person who, bearing in mind, you do have all of Zakaiya's memories. So you feel like you know this bird person, which is why having to explain yourself to this person feels so out of the ordinary. You feel like you know Titus. You feel like this is a family that you already know, but you are surrounded by a big muscular Goliath who is being manipulated by this manipulator. An Aarakocran who is just trying to fight his way forward to get to this manipulator, and you're in all of this sat on a pyre. What do you do?
So I'm not tied down to the pyre or anything, am I? I can move.
You can absolutely move.
Okay, cool, awesome. So just give me a sec to make sure I know what I'm doing, seeing as I'm in a brand new body. I think this is quite good because obviously Vixen being a bit rusty, having just woke up from the dead anyway. I'm going to attempt to do Eldritch Blast as a cantrip. A beam of crackling energy streaks towards the creature within range. Make a ranged spell attack against the target. On a hit, the target takes 1d10 force damage. The spell creates more than one beam when you reach higher levels, so it's 2 beams at 5th level, which obviously I am, 3 at 11th and 4 at 17th. You can direct the beams at the same target or at different ones. Make a separate attack roll for each beam.
Excellent. And just for everybody listening, Vixen is level 5, the same as Aark. Titus, you are level 4. So, roll to hit with Eldritch Blast twice, please.
18.
That hits.
Perfect. Okay, cool. So now we need 1d... So actually that's only the first beam.
That's the first beam?
Yep, 1d10 of force damage. And it's a 1!
Okay.
Lovely. Just takes
One force damage, so go ahead for your second attack with this Eldritch Blast.
And that's a 5.
That's a 5. That's a swing and a miss.
Fuck.
You conjure this energy, this kind of red, electronic-looking energy from within your body. Shoot it towards this manipulator, which you've kind of got some awareness of from Zakaiya's memories, but in your own mind are not 100% sure what's going on. But you damage this manipulator ever so slightly. Vixen, is that the end of your go?
No, it's not. I am going to use Bardic Inspiration.
Ooh.
So as a bonus action, a creature other than myself within 60 feet that can hear me gains an inspiration die of 1d8. So I'm going to give this to Titus. For 10 minutes, the creature can add it to one ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. This can be added after seeing the roll or before knowing the outcome.
Okay.
So you now have basically this 1d8, Titus, that you can use as an ability check, an attack roll, or a saving throw. So I will use Bardic Inspiration, and I will basically just I haven't actually got an instrument to hand, because obviously Alyssa has just woken up. She's separated from her... Or does she have a lute? Surely she'd have all her stuff with her.
Yeah, she has her stuff with her. You've got a lute on you, baby.
Wicked. So I'm going to swing out a lute from nowhere, give it a little twirl, and basically strap it to me. And I'm just going to be like, Titus!
You ring out this hair metal scream while you strum on this lute. It vibrates and echoes throughout and just heads straight towards Titus. And you grant Bardic Inspiration on Titus for the first time. Something I missed here, because you attacked the manipulator, Aark actually gave you advantage, so I'm going to need you to attack 2 more times now. So roll 2 more d20s. I completely forgot about that.
No, that's cool. There's a lot of nuance in this. So, okay, awesome. Let me do it. Now I know what I'm doing. Perfect. So Eldritch Blast again.
That's it.
This one is a 19. So that hits.
That hits, but roll again.
This next one is a 10.
A 10. Okay, your 19 hits. Roll your damage.
Nice. 7.
7 damage to this manipulator. Again, this red electronic kind of energy shoots out from you, skirts around Titus's body, and penetrates into the working mechanism of this manipulator. You've granted Bardic Inspiration to Titus. It's now, in Initiative 1, a legendary action. Aark and Vixen, go ahead and make the intelligence saving throws, please. Aark.
Nat 20.
Nat 20!
Oh my god, what's going on?
What's wrong with the dice?
What are you doing, man? Okay, cool.
I'm going to swap dices.
No,
Sorry,
don't.
No.
That's so lucky.
No, it's weird.
Aark, you feel this screaming and shrieking in this moment when this manipulator pulses. You swear for a second that you can hear the scream of your own wife and children as it penetrates into your eardrums, but you forcibly hold yourself steady and step to the side. However that looks in your mind, you forcibly remove yourself from these screams. Vixen, what did you get?
I got a 15.
Vixen, you take... Oh my god, that's impossible. You take 3 damage. I rolled 3d6s there, and every single one of them got a bloody 1. Oh my goodness. Can't kill you guys quick enough, Christ.
Okay, awesome.
So, Zakaiya, Vixen, this is... Okay, I'm going to have to get used to this.
We have to get used to this, yeah. You'll also have to change it on the character sheet for me until I can log in.
Absolutely, yeah. Vixen, you take 3 points of necrotic damage, but you also suffer 1 level of exhaustion, so you have disadvantage on all ability checks. That's not attacks or saving throws, that's ability checks, okay? We move from the legendary action to the manipulator's go again, and the manipulator kind of uses its magic to suss out the room and suss what's going on, and it finds Vixen within this room. And it's going to cast Firebolt towards you, Vixen. I'm pretty sure it does. Does a 22 hit you, Vixen?
Yes, it bloody well does.
Bloody well does. Okay, here we go. You take 12 points of fire damage as this Firebolt streaks towards your body.
God damn. Okay, cool. So what am I even on now? I'm on...
You were on 17, take away 12.
Plus take away the 3 as well.
2 HP. Okay.
Yeah.
That is the end of the manipulators go. Aark, you're up. What are you doing?
I'm going to cast Bless on Alyssa and Titus and myself.
Okay. We haven't done Bless for a while. Could you read it aloud, please?
You bless up to 3 creatures of your choice within range. Whenever a target makes an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to the attack roll or saving throw. So basically, with every attack or saving throw, add a d4 to your total roll.
Excellent. Would you like to do anything else with your turn?
Titus is currently got his head underwater, isn't he?
Yep.
Can I try and pull Titus away from that kind of manipulator? I don't particularly think I've got much strength, but I kind of just want to basically go head at him and talons out and just try and just pull him away if I can.
Absolutely. You flying over? Are you hobbling over? What are you doing?
I'm flying.
You fly. You use 30 feet of movement to get right up to that manipulator. You lay your talons. If anything, you know that Titus can take this, but you sink your talons into his flesh and try to physically remove him from this manipulator. Give me an athletics check.
Well, that's a natural 1.
What is going on? It's literally got 2 modes today.
This is a different dice as well, just so you know. I'm going to switch dice, and I've rolled a natural 1.
You sink your talons into Titus. With a natural 1, he is now going to take some damage from your talons as you don't manage to physically remove him.
Just so my talons are little. They're 1d4s. They're just 1d4s.
They're little things. He only takes 2 slashing damage.
That's all right. You can take that.
That's fine. I can handle that.
You can handle that. That's absolutely fine. But yeah, you physically try to remove this big hulking Goliath from what is necrotic energy running through his body, and you do not succeed. Titus, it's your go. Roll me an intelligence saving throw.
Right.
You are buffed, Titus. You are buffed to fuck right now.
Yeah, let's remind Titus here. Let's remind you. You've got So you're going to roll a d20. You're going to then also roll a d8, and then you're also going to roll a d4.
So actually, you might want to go because you can pick when you use your d8, can't you, with Bardic Inspiration? Yeah. So you might want to roll your d20 and your d4, and then see where you are.
Do I want to? Do I know what I need to roll here, Ollie, or is this just...
You don't know yet. You do not know the saving throw that you need to beat.
Come on.
I will say, however, that every time this thing is casting on you, the DC is getting lower every time you need to succeed, so that's a good thing.
A 10.
A 10 on the D20. Okay.
Plus, I do the bless thing regardless, don't I?
Yeah.
Come on. Fuck! It's 1.
You can use your Bardic Inspiration, so you can add your 1d8 to your saving throw.
Come on, right, so...
But do you want to? That's the question.
I've got an 11. I don't think 11's going to be enough to get me away from this thing.
11 is definitely not enough. For shits and giggles, I will tell you, you have to, on this D8, roll a 4.
Here we go. So I need to get a 15.
You need to get a 15. So on this D8, it needs to be a 4 or higher for you to break from this magical struggles.
8.
Oh!
Nice.
You got an 8 on a D8. Amazing. Titus, that is the end of your go, but you forcibly, within your mind, you see your whole family being persecuted and slaughtered, and you see bloodshed on the planet of Olay. You see yourself standing with sword aloft, but people are attacking you, casting spells on you, and doing everything that they can to destroy the Kalagavi family. You forcibly, in this moment, click back into place. You realise that Aark is just to your left, talons in your back, trying to forcibly remove you, and you feel the energy from this eldritch blast trying to destroy this manipulator. And for a second, you see Zakaiya's face smiling at you, and you pull yourself out of this water. back into the room. That's the end of your go, Titus. Vixen, you're up.
Yes.
Fantastic, Titus. I know you could do it. Right, okay. So I am going to... how close am I to this manipulator again?
You're about 30 feet away.
I might try another Eldritch Blast, actually, because it is only a cantrip as well. So that's unlimited, isn't it? Yeah. Go on then. We'll do another 2 Eldritch Blasts. So first one. I keep reaching for Zach's dice as well. It's making it even more confusing. It's just all over the place on brain at the moment. Right, okay. So let's hit. Come on. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Definitely hits. Definitely
A
hits.
modded 20 hits. Okay,
Modded
cool.
20, yeah. Roll that damage.
Roll that damage, baby. 5.
5 damage to this manipulator. As you shoot this energy from your hands, you see that the manipulator starts to buckle, starts to creak. The inner workings of it are like... You see it kind of burst, and you see steam and smoke come out of it. It is not... It's still working at this point, but you are doing damage to it. Is there anything else you want to do with your turn?
I've got a second go. There's two beams.
Oh, 2 beams. Go for it.
Oh.
Here comes me other beam. And this one is a 22.
Oh, definitely hits. Roll that damage.
Yes.
A 7.
7 more force damage to this manipulator. You see it buckle even more. You see the dark smoke of this necrotic energy start kind of like pulsing out of it, like a flame being turned on and off. It is now initiative 1. Everybody go ahead and make me intelligence saving throws.
Add your D4 as well.
Aark.
7.
Titus.
15.
Vixen.
I got 13.
The DC is lowering. Aark. You are captured within this forcible necrotic energy. And you start, not on your own volition, not of your free will, to walk towards this manipulator. You see the bloodied faces of your wife and children. In your mind, screams. You start to see the planet of Een and your treehouse burning to the ground. And you see mind shadows swarming your family home. You take 7 points of necrotic energy.
Oh, I dropped bless as well. That's broken my concentration, so nobody's blessed anymore.
Nobody's blessed anymore. Okay.
Shit.
That was the legendary action. We're now back to the top of the manipulator. The manipulator has used up everything that it can, all of its abilities. So at the moment, it just holds on to Aark, forcibly moving it towards it. Can't do anything else right now. Aark, that's your go. Roll me an intelligence saving throw.
14?
Aark, in this moment, you suddenly see the face of Zakaiya, unbloodied, surrounded in angelic energy, and you pull yourself out, and you are back in the room. That is the end of your go. Titus, it's your go.
What can I do to attack this thing? I ain't got any spells.
Hit it with your sword.
Okay, I was gonna say, can I just twat it?
Elephant in the
Okay.
room. Yeah, that's right.
This is your
thought so.
this is your opportunity to rage and hit the fuck out of this thing.
Is it like a big fish bowl?
It's kind of, it was described to you before as like looking kind of like a bird bath. It's like it's like a small pool of water that like you wouldn't think you could fit your head in, but as soon as you put your head in, it's like a TARDIS of a swimming pool. It's just endless. But it's this bowl of kind of water that's sat on a plinth, but it's like intricate and mechanical and necrotic energy swarming all kind of around it.
Right, yeah, let's just fucking hit it with the greatsword then. See what happens. I'm not rolling with disadvantage anymore, am I?
So only on ability checks. So if you wanted to like run and jump and do something, fine. But you don't have disadvantage on attacks or saving throws.
Right, let's just hit it with the greatsword. Keep it simple.
Cool.
Oh, I fell off the table. I caught it. It's fine. We'll do it again.
Do you wanna rage before you do this, or?
That would be a good idea.
Yeah,
Yes.
go on then. I thought I'd give you the benefit of the doubt there, but yeah, Titus goes into a rage.
Let's have it. Right. Okay. Here we go. Does a 14 hit?
A 14 right now does hit.
Oh, yes.
10 damage.
10 damage. Titus, destroy this apparatus.
Yes!
Wow!
Get in.
I know this water's not been very good, but I do want to kind of have like like smashing the sword through the middle of it and it all just breaking and cascading everywhere. So I think that's what I'll go with. So yeah, just a downward slash, slicing this bird bath in two, basically.
Okay. You turn this bird bath into a wallet. You split it straight down the middle, half and half. But as you do, cogs and steam and necrotic energy erupt from it immediately. It gives off this huge, forceful energy. Aark, you are directly behind Titus, correct?
Yeah.
Yep. And
Actually, I'd actually be right in front of it though, because I've just dunked my head in it.
you've just dunked it. No, you didn't get your head dunked. You didn't get your head. You weren't
Oh, okay.
dunked. You were
Cool.
just captured by the kind of tractor beam magic. You weren't in the pool yet.
Cool. Cool.
Vixen, you're slightly further back, casting Eldritch Blast. So, Aark and Titus, give me dexterity saving throws as this thing explodes with necrotic energy. Aark, what did you get?
Nat 20, of course it did.
Oh,
Wow, is that 4?
This is my third dice as well that I've used today.
Oh my
that is
god.
insane. Absolutely insane.
I am rolling hot.
Titus, what did you get?
I got a 17.
You got a 17. Okay. Aark, you suffer absolutely no damage whatsoever. You, in the split second that this thing explodes, manage to completely duck out the way. Aark, as a reaction, I will let you do a strength saving throw to pull Titus away from this explosion to suffer no damage.
Go on.
Come on.
18.
18. Titus, you feel a force of a dad that you've never felt since you were on the planet of Ole with your, wrestling with your dad. You feel this daddy parrot grab into you with talons and pull you straight to the floor as this manipulator explodes, casting cogs across, like red hot fire cogs across the room.
As I pull him down, can I say, I'm not losing you two?
Oh!
You say this to Titus. Titus, what do you say in this moment?
Just a single tear falls down. I think. I don't know what it's from, but that gif where it's like, get back up in there, tear. And then he like sucks it back into his... I don't know what it's from, but I love that gif.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Aark, you pull Titus to the floor and say this absolute killer of a line. Titus, you shed a tear. And Vixen, you watch as the smoke from this manipulator just dissipates into the room as all this chaos around you finishes. And that's when we end our session.
Oh!
Ring, 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 and it's shut down.
Jeez.
Wow.
Golly gosh, everybody. Thank you so much to my players, Jamie, Amy, and Adam, for coming through and playing another episode of Dice with Death. You can follow us on social media, Dice Death Pod, and you can subscribe to this podcast. Subscribe to this podcast. We're on... where are we? We're on Spotify, we're on Apple, we're on Google, wherever you get your podcasts. Absolutely bloody everywhere. Jamie, where can people find you on the social media if they want to at you and talk to you about your attitude towards Vixen, eh? Where can they get at you?
Just justified attitude, actually. Yeah, I'm at Jamu1987.
Amy, if people want to come at you on the social media, if they want to have an argument with you.
If they want to tell me that this character is also sus, you absolutely can. I'm on Twitter at Amy_Mallet.
And Adam, where can people find you on the social media?
They can find me at Adam Wilborn.
We'll see you on the next thrilling episode of Dice with Death. Say bye, guys.
Bye.